Well, I'm trying, but I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna suck. I think it's gonna suck. So if I don't get anybody coming, one. So how is it? Choppy, lagging. My internet sucks. Um, my videos rarely get any thumbs at all. Um, but my last one, I don't know, I get like 2 or 3 now. Thumbs up, but my last one got a thumbs down. Whatever. Could at least say why. Um, but I am here. I wanted to make a video. I didn't know if I wanted it to be live or not. I don't know how good the quality is. I know that my internet sucks. Um, we're in the big, when I record them and post them, they're better. But so a little frustrated because this room is not tidy and it makes my head feel messy. And it's all from different times. And so I'm messy from different times this week or more. Anyway, so have you? I know you have. I know everybody has. Um, God, I hope this isn't horrible so that people can at least watch it later. But um, do you ever just have this feeling of why? Why is it that every time I get something good going, it's really together. I'm on my way, I'm on track, and something has to come and just smack me across the head right off the tracks. Forget it. That's not happening. Why is that? Does that happen to everybody? I don't think so because, you know, I see people from my past at my age, let's just say people that I went to nursing school with. They like advanced in nursing and they're like now nurse managers or coordinators or they moved on from there. I'm like, I got knocked right off the tracks. And I wish I could see, is it possible for me to see myself? Sad it is. Um, but it seems like just when I stood up, um, I'm not down again. And I have to get back up and start over. And I'm getting really sick of this pattern. Those things that in life that you have absolutely no control over are constantly visiting me. Why is that? First trying to get set up, I lost so much stuff. I just just knocked me off my feet. I just lost my entire future. And I clawed my, I'm gonna wait for that stupid warning. I clawed my way back up. Only to have it happen again. You know? And I mean, it's just never like things slowly get worse, just trickle. It's like always like a big fat smack in the head and I fall over. You know, it's nursing, it's working at the shelter, it's my dog that I train. I finally have a service dog. Aha, let's do something funny and have them go outside and probably chase a squirrel, make a turn to business. I had everything that needed. I'm waiting for my connection warning to go away. Okay. I had everything needed except for clients. And I don't know. I asked the vet, who is really a friend of mine, and I was like, well, I'm kind of wondering if people from the shelter are sabotaging me, and that's why I'm not getting the clientele I thought I would get the amount. She said, no, I don't think it's that. People are canceling surgeries with us. I think it's right now people are unsure about money. And I would like to think that is the awful um cruel. So I wouldn't put it past a number of people to do that from there. And it's a small town. I wasn't born here. I wasn't raised here. The people I know, I knew from the shelter. And um, my dog's alerting for me to take. And he's right here. He can't go anywhere. But I have to. I'm sorry. That what? I don't know. So I think I have this going. And no, I don't. I don't get anything. I get nothing. This, um, I used to get thousands and thousands and thousands of views, but that was like 10, 12 years ago. Um, by the way, this is the best medication. It has springs in it, so when you open it, the thing pops up. So share that. I look at this number, people, but sorry. So when it goes off, he'll try to persist. with answers and advice. Not today. Today I am angry, frustrated, alone. And I just wonder how many more times can I do it? Because I literally climb. It's like climbing out of a well every time, just to be pushed down. I, I'm not talking. I'm not talking harm like that. So I'm just looking for an outlet. But I do wonder how many times a person can do that. I I don't know. I'm tired of trying so hard and putting so much into stuff. I could just I honestly I could just watch TV, get my disability check, and I just I mean I could do that. Validate just a bag of water, cells, and couch. It's hard to be creative when you're so upset. Definitions by most standards. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I know that the kind of bipolar I have, that um, if I didn't fight it so much and so hard, it's not far fetched that I would be on the street pushing a shopping cart talking to myself. But you know, and I still may yet. I don't know the future way things go for me. I mean, I have my mother, but I mean, anybody who is around someone with, I mean, serious mood disorder, you kinda get sick of being around them and their moods, I would think. But, um, for me, it's not just moods, it's when I get sick, I go, like, psychotic, uh, crazy town. And so, if I didn't fight it, how hard I do, my life would be very different. I could I could just give in and behave terribly and act on every impulse and have an excuse. But I like to set I don't like, I try to set an example. I can think of one one thing that I did create that wasn't destroyed. Um, when I worked at the animal shelter, there was this girl. Um, she was about 11 when she started volunteering, and she had bipolar disorder, among other things. And I was her mentor all the way till now, really. She just called me the other day. She had a really hard life. I didn't think she was gonna finish high school. She did. She graduated. I risked COVID to go and see it. And everything was so chaotic for her when she lived with her family. And it was so weird because she moved away with her boyfriend. And at first I was like, oh gosh, please, please don't let this be, bad news. And now she talks and she sounds so grown up and so mature. And she still tells me I wouldn't be here without you in the example that you gave me and that you never gave up on me and all all the hard times. So um so I guess there's that. Um so really this is just a sob fest. um I don't I used to cry a lot. I used to cry all the time. Um I used to spend a lot more time in depressions and that sort of part rather than now I spend more time either like hypomanic or irritable and angry. I I do I don't believe this is a mood. I feel mood wise fine. I'm just truly very upset about something I should be upset about. It I don't want to talk about my service dog like he's an object, but he's a vital part of my day. My and I didn't realize quite how much, you know, I can't go in the basement suddenly because that place creeps me out. It's very anxiety producing down there, and I almost hurt myself running up the stairs. And I have to go places and talk to people, and without him, he can't go in, he can't go anywhere. I have to carry him up the stairs. And he's not really trying to the only time he really tries to go anywhere, uh, mostly he's just laying on the couch or on my bed. He's not acting like himself at all. I either the medication for the swelling is maybe upsetting his stomach, or the fact that his knee is sort of half unattached is not the best for getting around. And so he's kind of depressed. And the only time he'll hear the alarm for the medication, like he did just a few minutes ago. And he like popped up and he's supposed to be in strict rest and he's trying to pull me because I have his leash wrapped around my foot. He heard the alarm, he's trying to pull me to the medicine because that's what we do. And I'm not getting my medicine on the same time because he's not there to say, no, take it now. I mean, the dog will bark and bark and bark at me and not stop. And so I get it regularly. And so now I'm back to, well, I'll get it next time I go upstairs, or I forget it altogether. I I'll turn the alarm off and walk away. Um and not do what I was supposed to do. It's just crazy. And I hate that word. I hate the word crazy. Um it's just really strange but I mean, that's not unusual for you go somewhere in the house to do something and you get there and then leave without doing what you went in there to do. So anyway, my he's confused and um it's so I have to pull in my counter what I can say to myself to make myself be realistic and and not fall into that deep deep hole that I think we all have been in at one time or another, like really deep hole. And all the only you can probably say just a few words. My life sucks. I'm fat. Nobody loves me. Nobody will love me. Nobody could love me. Those things. And you can't get beyond that. So before I go there, things I can say, it could worse. He could have cancer. He could be dying. He's not. He has a fixable problem. He's gonna have surgery to fix the problem. Now, the sucky thing is, so I better start saving now. And we went through this with a different dog, and the vet was just completely amazed that we had the bad luck of this happening in two dogs. Because anyway, um, there is a 50% chance that the other knee will tear, ligament will tear within 2 years of the first one. And that's kind of exactly what happened to our other dog. And um, so, see, the last video I did, I talked about how I knew I was upset, but I wasn't feeling it yet. Like my brain wasn't letting me feel all of it yet because maybe it was just too much at that time. And I think, oh, mentalist, I forgot your name, um, suggested that's dissociation, which it could be. I think, yeah, um, it could be also compartmentalizing, which may be just a different word or a subset of dissociation. And now, dissociation, I'll just throw this in here so maybe you'll get something out of this video. Dissociation is when you feel separated from your body, like you're watching it act and speak, but you have the sense that you don't control it and you're just watching. And I have had that happen at some very strange times, and it was terrifying. It feels like I'm here in the back of my head, watching everything from there out. And I was talking to the nurse supervisor. I was at work when I was in nursing. Um, and this was around about the time, this was years before I was diagnosed. And it terrified me. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And I was talking to her, then all of a sudden I had that sensation like I went back, but I was still talking and moving. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not doing that. Who's doing that? Because I'm still talking and moving. And I don't think I'm doing that. It was terrifying. And it really only lasted for about 15 minutes. It was truly um, upsetting. And then it happened again, on and off. I mentioned it a couple of year ago. They increased my Seroquel antipsychotic, and it went away. Um, Now, derealization is that you're looking at your environment and it doesn't seem real. Like, you know what the things are that you're looking at, but it doesn't look familiar to you at all. And like you're in a, like someone has planted you in a different place, like it's completely alien, and you don't kind of are a little confused about why am I here? What am I doing? Kind of thing. And it's like when you're going through those things, I have had that too. But that I tend to have when I'm really manic. Um One time I got so freaky manic, and I'm introverted. And I've talked about this before, introverted and extroverted manics. I think that those extroverted manics are the ones that um, are very touchy and talky, and they go gambling, and they visit prostitutes, and they're like out there in the socially, and just and the introverted manics, it's all happening in here. And so they get further along in their psychosis before somebody realizes something's wrong. And that happened to me. And I was in my bedroom, but I wasn't in my bedroom. I was somewhere, it was, I mean, I was like handling the things in the room, but they they weren't what they really were. It it and at the time, it didn't scare me because I was that immersed in the psychosis. Um, so the derealization I have not had really since that time. And I can tell you that afterwards, when you all that has cleared up, it's very scary to realize just how truly and literally insane, and that's an accurate word, I was. Um, but I got so far, and it wasn't until one day I went to therapist and I said something strange. And she said, I think we need to call your mom. And so my mom came to the appointment and I'm like telling her about, yeah, that time when I was talking about my friend and I went to San Diego. She's like, Megan, you have never, that was the delusional memories. And um, I also, oh man, I'm waiting for the warning to go away. Okay. I also had at that time, I heard a talk radio, a radio on, like talk radio, but it sounded like it was in another room. And I kept getting upset because someone kept leaving this radio on. And I could not find this radio anywhere. And it took me forever. Even when I came home, I was hearing it. And it took me forever to realize that there was no radio. And and I'll be honest with you, I still hear it sometimes, but when I don't see a TV thing is on, I recognize I'm like, okay, it's my uh talk radio, for um did I don't think I had any visual, no, shadows, visual hallucinations, not outright, but I will get like when I'm in mixed episodes where I'm very angry and stuff, I will see shadows out just out of the corner of my eye, like just leaving my field of vision. And it'll cause me to look over. And when I don't see anything, I just know what it was and don't just keep on keeping on. Um, but this is the first time I have solid framed glasses. I always used to have wireframe, and this edge right here made me think for a while that I was seeing the shadows. And the shadows are like humanoid type shape. Um, just very quickly. Um, I would see them a lot at the shelter, and when I was alone, um, and I asked, and it took me a few times. to ask people. I was like, did you just see that? Do we have all of our cats accounted for? Because I just saw a cat, but it looked more like a bunny. And we didn't have bunnies. And nobody else saw it. So I stopped saying anything. So things, I'm going to go back to, like I said, he could be really sick and dying. This is something that will be fixed in months. It'll take months, but he will get the swelling down with the medication and stuff. He goes back November 2nd. He has surgery November 16th. Then there's recovery. We're talking a good 6 months of no service dog. But my time will be occupied after his surgery, because the surgery he's having is takes a lot of post-operative physical therapy. But I've done it before. So with our other dog, it's a pain in the butt though. They start to feel better. They want to get up and run around, and he's not drinking enough water. Okay, so there's that. It could be worse. I'm not completely destitute. I can afford the surgery, and the vet has said I can pay in payments. I'm a longtime client. They know me. I pay my bills. She's my friend. Excuse me. I know she'll take good care of him. And I can pay in payments. A lot of people can't afford, and then their dog just walks around on 3 legs. And there's a possibility. I remember when I was doing taxes or something, or when I was reporting income on my disability, there was a question about money spent on service animals. So I might need to look into that. We Another counter thought is we don't have to worry about a place to live, food, entertainment. In fact, in the economy right now, we're in a good position. I am grateful and thankful for that, because I see people in my community, I see people on TV, they're getting evicted, they're losing jobs, they have kids, and my mom's retired, I'm on disability, we own the house, my car is paid for, and it's not very old. So financially, we're good. Let's see. Medically, I'm healthy. There's something. I have very loving and caring family. They don't always understand me, but they try. I have a lot of interests and hobbies and things I can get lost in to ease my mind. Let's see. I can't tell the future. That's always the one I have to go to, is I can't tell the future. things could be right back on track when all this is over. It could be even better. Who knows? Um, I should still be able to go to the advanced training that we were going to go to before this happened. Can't tell the future. Can't read minds. Um, I don't think I would say that is probably where I'm very paranoid. You should take out an interest free. Oh, yeah, I have one and she doesn't take it. But I have one. I have care credit and that's for my teeth. I'm getting I I grind my teeth so bad. I've messed up these teeth and I have two more to go. But care credit is if you pay it within, they give you a good long time. Um, and um, and then PayPal credit, I got that because it was going to pay for the training that we were going to have. But my vet doesn't take it, and but she said I can pay in payments, and I know for a fact because I know her that she's not going to charge me for stuff. Like she's not going to charge me the whole amount because she went through this thing and I can't get into her issues that she had with one of her kids and it was similar to my issue. And so she came to me and she was really upset and I helped her through that. So we have kind of this bond that goes beyond work. And I don't think yeah, I don't so um it it's not going to be a problem at all. It's not going to cost, if he were a larger dog, he would need a different surgery, which our other dog had, and it cost over $2,000. That was, and I think we used like a care credit type thing. She said she keeps, I'm very paranoid. I suspect people and plots and I don't think it's like a it can sometimes it is bipolar related. Um, when I'll think that people are. I think the first hallucination I ever had were two nurses. What I saw were two nurses together, far away from me, and they were talking. And I heard one say to the other, "That's the one I was telling you about," and pointing at me. But they were truly, really, when things they were really way too far for me to hear that clearly, because many years later, I had hallucinations of conversations coming through the wall. And I literally had a glass to the wall. It was trying to get what they were saying to be more clear, but my brain was totally inventing what I was hearing. But I was experiencing it as an external thing, but it wasn't happening at all. It was complete nonsense. And I recognized that incident as being very similar to the wall thing. And so I am normally paranoid about people and how they are with me. Um, I think that just kind of carries over when I get mood altered. Um, but I'm always thinking that, oh, they don't really like me. They're just being nice to me. But that's been all my life. I think that's just like a poor self-esteem kind of thing. But this last thing that happened at the animal shelter when I resigned, they were really truly plotting against me. They were really bad acts, and and I saw right through it. So that was not paranoia. So, but I always that the worst of people that like today when I saw the down on my last video, I was all paranoid um and that is a form of mind reading. You can't I have no idea why somebody put a thumbs down. It could have been that the quality of the video was I wish they would have said why, but maybe the quality of video, maybe they didn't like something I said, maybe the topic was boring. We're not all the same. So when I get depressed, like psychotic depressed, I literally have a black cloud over me and it follows me wherever I go. And only bad things happen. And while I'm in that mood state, that's all I can think is that everything is bad. Even when people do good things, my brain translates it into negative things. Like when I was in the hospital when I was a teenager, they made us play volleyball. It's like we're all medicated. We're like playing volleyball. And I kept missing the ball. I'm a perfectionist. And I kept missing the ball. I'm not very athletic, but I'm also competitive and um, perfectionist. And because of what this guy's job was, he kept saying, "Good try, good try." I said, "Damn it! If that was a good try, I would have hit the ball." So quit saying that, and you're driving me crazy. Um, so um, very negative. Um, I really think, and this isn't gonna go away for a while after what happened at the animal shelter, because so many people turned out to be different people than I thought they were for a very long time. And I found a perfect saying for this one, and it was not that I didn't lose a friend. I just realized that I never had one, and that just kind of freaked me out a little bit. And yeah, yeah. Well, what happens is they're fine when they're with you, and then they go with somebody else, and that somebody else starts talking trash about you. They just chime right in. People just do whatever, say whatever, behave whatever to fit in. They don't, or to be liked, or to just pull in with whoever else they're talking to, and it changes for each person they talk to. Instead of doing the bad day, or I don't think she meant anything by that. No, they're gonna want to like to get in and talk trash about people. Like, what is that? I don't do that. I don't like that. I walk away from it. I think it's class. It gets class, lacks class, um, and there are some people who will do their darndest to try to get you to to get with them on talking nasty about somebody else. And some people can be easily convinced they're in certain personalities. And it was the bully. He's the one that turned these people truly against me, and I'm not imagining it this time. It was real. They were fine with me until we had this encounter where I was not going to stand there meek and womanly and let him get in my face with his hand yelling at me, and it's like being a big fat asshole. I'm like, and so I was interrupting him, and because I had to speak up for myself, I'm not going to let somebody treat me like that. I'm small and I have a really quiet voice, but I don't let people walk all over me. And he's like, don't interrupt me. You don't interrupt me. And he kept walking away and coming back and getting closer and closer and until and then finally I said, you know what? I am not talking to you about this anymore. I'm not saying another word. And apparently he lost his shit when I said that. He's like, I'm going to tell everyone on the board about how disgustingly you handled this situation. And the situation was a dog had a problem. I fixed it. I I don't know what his deal was, but he's never liked me, and he would get the entire board. They'd all be decided on one issue to go ahead with this plan, and he would talk them into his idea, and his idea always ended up sucking. But they just kept doing it, and so I know what happened. I didn't mean to get into all of that. Really, what I meant was to talk myself out of being a, because it does just feel like I climb up. I don't just climb, I scrape, breaking nails, climbing up. I've done it so many times, and am I gonna just, just to get knocked back down? Is there a limit on how often how many times someone can do that? I mean, one day, am I just gonna fall in the well and say, fuck it, and drown? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want to be that person that doesn't take advantage of time, because every second that ticks, we're losing. So I guess in the end, they want to be able to say something. And I'm jealous. I'll admit it. I'm jealous of people that don't have these kinds of problems. They think they have it bad, you know, with life and life's things that come their way. But try doing it when your neurotransmitters are completely whacked. And, and you have to accept the fact that things you hear and things you see and things you feel aren't real. They're just messing with you. It's like they're just there to mess with you. It's cruel in a way, Um, I have to say that I'm grateful I don't have schizophrenia. I come out of my psychosis and I can do a lot to help my moods. And the less mood altering I experience, the less likely I'm going to have psychotic symptoms. And people with schizophrenia, certain types, are, that's a constant daily, that's it's gotta be horrible, especially paranoid. To always feel that fear and panic, and so there's another thing. It could be worse. It could be worse. It could have schizophrenia. And the medications usually for schizophrenia, I believe, are worse. So I am I'm feeling a lot better, and I really thank you guys for sitting here listening to me. Um, I did that. There goes my warning again. It says your connection is unstable. Please wait while we. There it goes. So you guys got to see me ugly cry. Um, so it's been a very eventful video, live video. So I'm gonna go ahead and go now then, and get ready for bed. I feel a lot better. Feel a little more positive about just getting through this. Thank you. Bye.